So it was about a month ago, right, that I turned up to God and I was like, hello, God? And he was like, hello, Fidel. And I was like, how are you doing, dude? It's been a hot minute. He's like, yes, I know. What's your request, Fidel? And I was like, listen, bro, listen. I need a lit video game. Can you give me a lit video game? And he was like, man, Fidel, do I have the perfect game for you? And I was like, what is it? What game is it? It's Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. And I said, God, I played a bit of that game last year on PlayStation 4. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. He's like, don't worry, Fidel. This time, it's gonna be lit. I fixed it. I fixed all the kinks and everything that could ever be wrong with it. I promise. I was like, I'm gonna take your word for it, God. And thus, Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch was with me, and I beat it, and holy fuck, is this game litty! Okay? Okay, last time I did this video with you guys, I was about 40-something hours in. I think I was a little more than halfway. I'm not sure. I can't be sure. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not fully sure. But holy fuck, this game took 20 more turns than I expected it to. Because look, I was loving this game from beginning to end. I'm not going to give you another description of what the game is. It's a JRPG. You meet characters. You do quests and shit. But like, the first half of the game was really... I think what I loved about the first half of the game was it was very jolly. Like, it was a very happy sort of beginning, but it had sad moments, right? And I really did think this game would kind of peak at these, like, sad moments that were early on. So I'm like, wow, these are some nice emotional moments that we're not necessarily going to touch on again. But holy fuck, the second half of the game doesn't give a fuck. It keeps going with these emotional moments. I think what I adore most about the second half of the game, because the first half is a lot about, obviously, bring these characters together, and you think you're building up to the end, but you don't. Second half of the game takes a really dark turn. Like, it's not a happy second half of the game. There's a post game which I'll talk about, but it's not a happy second half of the game. It's like bleak, and I think what I love about it the most is it fleshes out your team members so much. Obviously, again, I loved my gang from the beginning, but it's like, it's the second half of the game that gives them additional time and moments to really flesh them out and make you care about them. Like, especially the Switch version of this game added literal playable moments where you play as these other characters to get more of what they were doing during a certain event that I won't say. But it's like, the way it just, there were so many moments where I was playing and I was like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I can't believe you did that. Oh man, it's just, characters are incredible. Story is just fucking fantastic. I just love these worlds, this characters. Everything about that second half of the game was just fucking glorious. And it's like, the combat, the gameplay gets so fucking good as you keep playing. Because, man, like, by the second half of the game, like I said, you're doing, like, giant-ass spells that are doing, like, 300 damage. Your fucking great sword is doing, like, 300 to 400 per hit. You are doing just crazy-ass moves and attacks. The pep powers. Oh, my God, the pep powers are so fucking cool where you're combining character abilities together. It just looks so cool. It's like, everything about that game is so special and magical to me. It's like, I think what I love the most about it is it didn't suffer from an issue I had with Persona 5 and Xenoblade 2, which I adore with my life. So it's like, Persona 5, I feel like the last couple of hours drag a bit. Like, I feel like there's an extra, I'm like, at the end of Persona 5, I was like, can this end? I adore this so much, but can it end? In Xenoblade, there's many frustrating moments of how the fuck do I progress here, or this boss is fucking annoying, or like, you need a certain ability to open this door that you never worked on in the game. But it's like, this game was just straightforward from start to finish, and I adore it so much for that. But it still offers exploration and encourages it. Like, if you explore shit, you get different items and shit that you can craft awesome weapons and armor for, and it's like, everything about the game just feels like a delight, from the character moments to the gameplay, everything. Like, it's what I love about, like, what to me a perfect or fantastic, incredible video game is the one that, like, every system kind of ties together, right? Like, everything you do has a purpose, and especially for JRPGs, I feel like story tying into gameplay, gameplay tying into to items you get, items tying into epic moment. It's like everything you do kind of loops together and feels incredibly well. The one thing I don't like about the game, I would say, is the side quests. And that's a shame, right? Because it's a game that I genuinely want an excuse to go out in the world and do more stuff for. But it's like, I wish the side quests kind of took a Western approach where they kind of just like pointed you on the map where exactly like to go and do them. And it's like, I feel like if they had that, it would have been a little less, like, I would have done so much more. Like, I might have spent like 100 hours in the game, but it's like, that's awesome. Like, the fact that I even think about replaying this game in the 2D sprite mode just to have an excuse to be in that world with those characters again says a lot about a fucking 85-hour JRPG. It's like, it's so beautiful. And the post-game story I really love because it didn't feel like it was filler, or like, sure, you could stop playing the game once the credits roll, but you are really missing out because the post-game story is very important. And again, like I said, that's when you're fighting like really challenging bosses and shit that really test everything that you've done so far. And just like, it's such a magical fucking game. It's so awesome. It's badass. It's like, everything about this game is wonderful. And I really think this is like, obviously, easy one of the top 5 Switch games. I'd say it's easily one of the best JRPGs ever made. I'd say just everything about this game surprised me. I think that's the key word for me, surprised. Because again, I hear a lot of love for this game, but I don't hear it in the way I do for Persona 5 or Nier or Xenoblade this generation. And I just feel like this game, it does everything incredibly well, and I just wish I wanted to. Again, I know obviously people adore it, and I think like it's like got a crazy high score and stuff, but it's like I adore it so much. It's one of my favorite games ever made. I'll never forget just all the moments I had with this that were like, holy shit, or like, oh my god, this is so cool, or this is so sad, this is so funny. It's like everything about it just shines, and I just adore it so much. And like I said, I've said this before, and I've said this a million times, you need to play this fucking game. It is incredible, and I just love it so much. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of Elusive Age Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. I'm very sad that I beat it and that I'm done, but again, I want to go back to that world. I want to fucking play it in that 2D sprite mode just to have an excuse to get in there again. So yeah, that is my time. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace out. Skeet skeet. Luigi's Mansion's coming up. Don't forget, we're going to be talking about that and all that shit, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.